Alrighty folks, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video. Kaldheim Limited will arrive in a couple of days. Actually, Kaldheim pre-release will arrive in a couple of days, so without further ado, I think it's time for us to give the Zendikar Rising, like, not our final farewell, but our final farewell for now, once Kaldheim hits, and then hopefully we can maybe draft Tinker's Cube, or maybe a quick draft Core Set 2021 after doing this, but I haven't uploaded any videos so far, and Zendikar Rising has so far been one of the best sets I've ever drafted, so I'm definitely going to give this final farewell, and let's go. And from what I've been seeing for the Kaldheim previews, I think Zendikar Rising is by far a better set. Kaldheim has definitely been nerfed in terms of power level at commons and uncommon for pretty much almost every archetype. I think Black-Red is the most broken archetype, but I'm just saying all this stuff, but you don't know how this set will turn out until people actually play it. But from what I've seen, I think Zendikar Rising will still be a better set, so we'll start our pack one, pick one, and what do we have to find? Pleasure of opening today. Not a good rare, but I do like the Rune Crab. If we can start this early and force the mill deck, this can be pretty good. And it can sometimes just win games by itself if you can cast this exactly on turn 1 and constantly mill the opponent. Looking at the commons, Shepherd of Heroes, probably I would still take over Blood Beckoning, pack 1, pick 1, but I would probably take Rabbit Bite over Shepherd of Heroes, pack 1, pick 1. That being said, I think the Rune Crab just has enough of a unique, powerful effect that I'm going to take it over the Rabbit Bites. Rabbit Bite would keep us a lot more flexible if green is open. That's just a good solid removal spell. But Rune Crab is quite a unique, has quite a unique effect. And if we do somehow, luckily, end up in the blue-black mill deck, this card is going to be pretty awesome. I wouldn't play it outside of blue-black mill, but if I can pick this up early and kind of force it, then it's definitely a lot stronger than potentially a deck with a couple creatures and Rabbit Bites. So yeah, I think I'll take it here. And blue-black mill is a good archetype, so we'll leave with a Rune Crab. Pretty fun card. And is there a good card that goes along the Rune Crab? There's a Mnemonic Scare Sneak, which we can always pick up later. This pack is not very good. If we want to force a red-white Warriors archetype, there's a Goma Fata Vanguard, which is a solid 2-drop. Although there's also Shajiri's Shelter, which is a pretty good mono dual-face land plus protection spell. So both these cards are quite good. Canyon Jerboa, I haven't been too impressed by it since there's cards like Seagate Banneret and Bikini Stampede, which can pump your team, but can be quite solid if you're in the right landfall decks. I don't think Wayward God Beast is great, so it's really between these two, I think. And none of them really pair well with Rune Crab, so I guess we're going to be moving to another archetype if we abandon the Rune Crab pick. And I could consider Goma Fata Vanguard since it's a good 2-drop in the Warriors deck, but yeah, I think I will lean towards Shajiri's Shelter. I mean, Goma Fata, I don't know. And in case we do end up in Red-White Warriors, because this is a pretty nice 2-drop and a great payoff card for it. So I think I'll take it here. And Soaring Thought Thief, excellent. Guess I'll take that over the Deadly Alliance, which is the second best card in this pack, I have to say. I think Soaring Thought Thief is definitely better than Deadly Alliance, but overall, in terms of flexibility, the Deadly Alliance just goes into any black deck, whereas Soaring Thought Thief kind of synergizes well best with our Rune Crab pick. So love seeing this the third pick. A great sign that the mill deck is open, and I got to take it here after taking the Rune Crab. Other than that, the Goma Fata Vanguard is okay in Black-Red Party, but not going to be super exciting. So I think I'm just going to take the Soaring Thought Thief here and just abandon the flexibility and move in on the mill plan after taking the Rune Crab. The Soaring Thought Thief is just such an amazing uncommon for the deck that it's hard to pass up. And any mill cards, not really. There's a Roil Eruption, I guess. Both of these, the blue-black cards aren't amazing. This is still pretty late, so I guess red is still open and up for grabs. But overall, doesn't fit well with our blue cards. But I guess I'll still take it here. I think I'll still take Roil Eruption over Lotus Cobra. I haven't been too impressed by it. But it's just a great removal spell, so we'll take it. And now what? There's a pretty late Rabbit Bite. Maybe red-green is open, potentially. Alternatively, I can just take a random Blood Beckoning for the blue-black mill deck. This is definitely a better card than the Blood Beckoning here, but I haven't been impressed by red-green so far, and the Goma Fata Vanguard isn't really great in that archetype either way. So yeah, I guess I'll take the Blood Beckoning here, and hopefully I can make this mill deck work. But yeah, our archetype could be cut off. I'm risking it here. And if I do end up in blue-black, I guess there's a Ravager's Mace now. Silly me. But there's also Mind Drain, which I wouldn't mind main decking. But I think I'll take the Mind Drain here. Alternatively, yeah, I guess I could just take Ravager's Mace and head towards red-black party. Maybe that's the correct choice, given that we can always pick up a Mind Drain later. So yeah, there's also Therapeutic Ambusher, which is okay, which can keep me more flexible. Same with Songmat Treachery. But I'll take a Ravager's Mace in case the red-black party deck is open, and we did see a Roil Eruption go pretty late, so I guess it's the take here. And yeah, I guess I'll take a Synchronized Spellcraft. Okay, maybe we're just transitioning to the red-black party deck, from what it looks like. None of these cards I really like. Maybe just take a random Inordinate Rage. I don't think we're a red-white party deck. So yeah, that's pretty unfortunate how we are just transitioning to another archetype here, but I guess so be it. Since the mill deck doesn't seem open, even though we did take a Soaring Thought Thief. So yeah, let's just move into a red-black party from the looks of it. Could have also considered red-white party, so I might just take the Seagate Banneret in case red-white is more open than black. And I guess in case we still end up in the mill deck, I'll take a Mind Drain that's kind of late. Take a random Cleric of Chill Depths. Even a Tormenting Voice. Okay, so red seems very open. So yeah, I think red is going to be our primary color. Not sure about our secondary color is, but I do want to pair black with red, given that it took the Ravager's Mace. Still not sure. And Thor to Grave is excellent. There's also another Roil Eruption, which could also be the pick here. I guess there's a Surefoot Infiltrator if you want to transition back into the mill deck, which definitely seems very cut off. Maybe still the Roil Eruption since we're an aggro deck. Just a great solid removal spell that can also go face. But I wouldn't fault anyone for taking Thwart the Grave, kind of like a mythic uncommon in this set too. Hopefully I can get an Ardent Electromancer later, but we'll take the Roil Eruption, and we'll take a Bugcatcher as a nice party payoff card, and a good warrior for the deck. So, gonna be the pick here. Alternatively, wouldn't mind Stonework Pack Beast, wouldn't mind a Spikefield Hazard, but we are definitely partying up. Alright. Nothing good. Guess I'll take the Falconer in case I still end up in blue, not sure. But overall, not a great pack. And I'll take an Ardent Electromancer, excellent in the party decks, especially providing a ton of mana and a great wizard to fill the role, so it seems good here. Other good red cards, so red does seem open. Gotta take the Malachor Blood Priest over to Ardent Electromancer since it provides Priest for the deck and can also drain a ton. Kind of fits perfect with game plan. Stealth Strike is okay, never mind, I'll take a Seagate Colossus as another good party payoff card. Could use some good top end, and this is fine. Also wouldn't mind a Stealth Strike though, but late Grakmaw, but I think black-red party it is, from the looks of it, if I'm not mistaken. I can go blue-red party, but none of the blue cards are that great. I could have also considered red-white party, but that was more of a Warriors deck anyways, so... Just hoping I can pick up more creatures, since I do have a bunch of interaction already in this type of deck. And some recursion, so Blood Beckoning can be card advantage over the Tormenting Voice. Mind Drain I can also main deck, but it's more of a card that you're better off like filling the opponent's graveyard with, or if you're playing against a slower controlling deck. Yeah, nothing here. I guess I'll take a Cliffhaven Kite Sail. There's a late Lumar Wizard, but we're not really a Wizards deck, so it doesn't seem that great. Okay, I'll take a random Scorch Rider as an improvement over the Highborn Vampire. But overall, yeah, I think we can definitely use more creatures in this deck, so definitely going to make it a high priority to pick up more 2s and 3s next pack. But blue definitely looks significantly cut off. It's going to take us a while until we finally get the next pack, since someone is holding up 4 packs here. And nothing here, unfortunately. So maybe someone's cutting us off with black. Yeah, just nothing. Maybe we were supposed to be in like red-white party, maybe, potentially. But also didn't see too much amazing white cards as well. So definitely might have some issues next pack if we don't pick up enough playables. I'll take a Marauding Blight Priest by Cleric on turn 3. But we'll see what's next pack. Sharskull Minotaur is perfect, another good top-end threat. Tazri's Beacon of Unity is also an amazing party card if we do end up in blue-white. But yeah, Sharskull Minotaur it is. And why not having a Rogue on turn 3 can be nice. Grotug Bugcatcher kind of makes sense. Looking at the party types, not too many wizards, bunch of warriors, 0 rogues, and then 2 clerics. So it could definitely do better on the rogues, wizard, and the cleric departments. So yeah, we'll take a Grotug Nightrunner as a good 3-drop. Makes sense. We have a ton of warriors, but the other party members are definitely missing in this deck. Could use a nice 1-drop rogue, maybe like a Sneaking Guide. And I could even run 16 lands with this deck, since we'll be getting a discount for both of these cards anyways. And I do want to ensure that I don't flood out, since our curve is pretty low and our spells are pretty cheap. So we might just empty our hand out too quickly. Well, this is like the longest pick 2 I've ever seen. The person's really deciding. Okay, I do like the No Priest of Oblivion. It's just very versatile. It's a cleric for a deck, which we don't have much of, and we can always just kick it later to bring something back, which is amazing. Another Gomafada Vanguard would also be fine, since we're pretty heavily on warriors, but I don't need to prioritize a second one. In terms of wizards, could use a 2-drop wizard, but the No Priest is definitely the better card, so happy to see it here. And I'll take a Pack Beast over the Akum Warrior. Although it could be a multi-face land, we don't need a million warriors, and we just want to keep our curve low. Pack Beast has great synergy in this party deck, just being able to fill any role. And we're not really an Expedition Skulker deck, but I do like the Black Bloom Rogue on turn 3. Yeah, we're not going to enable Death Touch with this too much. This is just a nice card you can either play as a land and has built-in evasion, so you could use a good 3-drop. So yeah, the curve is filling out really nicely. Quite happy with our current picks. Could throw in maybe 2 more creatures like the Arn Electromancer, especially in this deck. So yeah, we have a decent amount of wizards, rogues, and clerics now, but mostly warriors. So yeah, hopefully we can put in maybe 1 more creature or a removal spell, and we should be fine. The mana Skitter Sneak, not great. Don't think I'm taking a Mold face land, but I don't think I'm taking a Scavenge Blade, especially with the Ravager's Mace. So I guess I'll take the random 4-drop Rogue. Not a great card, but could be reasonable. I could replace this, though, for something else. Maybe another 4-drop Warrior if I need one, and a pretty late Feed to Swarm, although there's a Sneaking Guide. But I have to imagine it's a Feed to Swarm. I can also just main deck the Cliffhaven Kitesail to give us evasion anyways. So I don't necessarily need a Sneaking Guide. To be honest, the Feed to Swarm is just such an important removal spell in decks like these that I have to take it. And yeah, I'll take a random Highborn Vampire, although it's definitely an improvement over the Namana Skitter Sneak, but I might just need this as a random Rogue. I'm not sure, I'll take a Sizzling Barrage. I just need the extra Rogue here, I don't need a million Warriors. Like, even though this is a 3-4, it's still a 4-drop, so that's fine. Blood Price, not sure if I need more card draw, but could consider it. Don't think I need a Tormenting Voice, but I'll take it. You can run 16 land plus a Black Bloom Rogue, but I do want to play the Black Bloom Rogue as a creature, so I might just have to cut something here. I can cut the Rage, but it's a decent pump spell. Subtle Strike. Maybe I just need to get rid of Blood Price. There's another decent Rotting Blight Priest, which can help us for a lack of clerics. We'll see. But we don't have any synergy with the Blood Priest besides, this Blight Priest other than one, I guess with the Null Priest and the Malker Blood Priest, but overall it's just a 3-mana 3-2, which isn't super exciting. I can get away with cutting one land and going 16. I think I'll keep this as a spell because I do want to cast this sometimes, since we're lacking rogues, and then one more cut. I mean, I could just go 15 maybe and still have the Black Bloom Rogue because I might need card advantage with the Blood Price. So it's actually kind of interesting whether or not I should just go 15 lands plus a Black Bloom Rogue for a deck like this. Subtle Strike is pretty solid too, especially in a creature heavy deck. I do like it a lot. Deals with opposing 1 toughness. I do like maybe the Cliffhaven Kitesail to give us a flyer, but I could also see myself cutting it, since it doesn't necessarily, the Ravager's Mace might just be better, but it does provide us a flyer, so maybe but I still maybe have to cut it because I'm running 2 equipments might be too much, and we can kind of go 16 lands like this, and hopefully we can just kind of just attack across against the opponent with the Ravager's Mace, since it does give our creature menace, which makes it a lot more difficult to block. So I guess I'll try like this, 16 lands, try to aggro the opponent out with a pump spell, find removal spells, some card draw, and just go from there. I do like the Cliffhaven Sellsword. Could see an argument taking it over the Ravager's Mace. Because, you know, sometimes it could just double block, and that can be a problem, and it's just cheaper. So is that insane, cutting the Ravager's Mace for the Cliffhaven Kitesail? I don't think so, since this is pretty cheap at 1 mana, especially putting it onto a Seagate Colossus, it can be pretty threatening. So I don't hate it here, and we'll just try something out like this, and keep it even split. Alright, let's try it. So I could have considered the Teeter Peak Ambusher on turn 2 over the Ravager's Mace. But yeah, we'll just keep it like this, and then for our picture, it's another Shatter Skull Minotaur. And this is definitely one of my favorite archetypes, so happy that we managed to draft it. Alright, no 2-drops. Yeah, if I don't find a 3rd land, this hand is problematic, so probably a mulligan. Yep. And then, yeah, this seems fine. I definitely am keeping. The question is, what do I cut? Maybe Bloodbacking can go, and I can just get there with a bunch of these 2s, so that seems fine. I think I'll leave the Bloodcatcher into the Malker Blood Priest into a potential Shatter Skull Minotaur. So, yeah, we'll play the Swamp first, hide some info. Guess I can curve out the Night Runner instead, which is probably just better. Opponent's trying to mill us, we're just trying to kill the opponent as quickly as possible. Which I'm totally fine with. And I don't mind milling a creature since I do need to hit my land drops. Shadow Stinger. Yeah, I don't really mind the opponent milling me. So I could just attack here, and then if he blocks, I guess he'll block if I play the Night Runner. So I could just attack and then play the Night Runner second main, and then I can use Solid Strike or Inordinate Rage. I think that's better. Let's try this. And the opponent doesn't block. Okay. So I can just play the Night Runner second main, which I'm fine with. And again, I don't care about the opponent milling me. Yeah, I just need to aggro him out, I think. But hopefully he doesn't mill too many lands. There's one land, there's a Roil Eruption. He can free roll me here. Do I mind if he blocks? Yes, I do, so I guess I'll just let it happen. And then I'll attack with both next turn and hopefully pull off a Subtle Strike. So milled a bunch of lands, not what I wanted. But we do have an Ardent Electromancer, plus maybe an Inordinate Rage. But, this is interesting. But I would need to main phase the Inordinate Rage, so it's not that good. So I think we just move to combat, and then we'll see what the opponent does here. Opponent just takes it, okay. I think I can get behind that, that's fine. And I get to exile the top, and I can play my land, so that's awesome. So now what I can do is I can play the Ardent Electromancer and also just bring out the Malakir Blood Priest. You could counter this. Nope. Or I play the Shower Skull Minotaur, but this is better off maybe as a surprise. And yeah, this is just a full drain, so I think I'm going for the Malakir Blood Priest here. And he's just going to take a ton of damage. And I guess I'll still play the Shower Skull Minotaur, but why not? And then we'll say go. Don't think he'll mill me out in time. He needs to keep up the Death Toucher potentially. And I also have a Subtle Strike to give him the neg one, so he won't be able to apply Death Touch to this, so he definitely needs to play a control game plan against me. And with 4 lands, I still managed to get my whole army out already, so opponent definitely needs to find some answers here. Keeps the boss mana, so I think we have to attack. Ooh, he's blocking there. Pretty interesting. Alright, I guess we'll pass priority and see what the opponent tries here. So this is 5. I could just Inordinate Rage and see how he would like to respond to the Bug Catcher. Yeah, we'll hit next and see what the opponent does. Gives a Death Touch. Okay, so in response, I'm going to try to Inordinate Rage the Bug Catcher and see what he tries. And then we'll probably see a removal spell, which I'm fine with. And then in response, I can use Subtle Strike to give this the neg, and then pump the Bug Catcher. So I can save the Night Runner. And then I can also just kill it, the Shell Stinger I mean. So this is fine. Hopefully no Shell Field. Okay, this is okay. So yeah, not bad. I guess he's just gonna sack this, draw a card. I trade the 3-2, but I still kill the Shadow Stinger, which I'm okay with, and I also have the 5-4 on the battlefield, so not bad. He's left with a Rune Crab, which he can still mill me with, but we need more creatures to kind of help kill me here. So hopefully he doesn't top deck any bombs like the annoying Low Mage's Domination. Let's move to combat. We would need to chump the 5-4 potentially. Living Tempest eating the Malakir Blood Priest. Okay, he's just gonna chump it. I guess his only way to win is to mill me, so it's fine. We can play land, and then now we can play Electromancer, and then bring out the Black Moon Rogue. And there's no board wipes, so I should be okay here. He mills me for 3. He needs more mill, obviously, so don't think this will cut it. Even if he chumps this, he's dead, so the Electromancer doing a lot of work against the blue-black mill deck. Opening hand, 2-drop. Okay, no 3s, but it seems reasonable. So I'm hoping I can top deck a 3-drop or at least a 2-drop here. Well, I guess that's alright. I guess I'll attack since I don't really fear anything ambushing me. Against the black opponent, Subtle Strike can be pretty annoying, so you could see an end of turn Subtle Strike. But I think he rather has to have a creature first, maybe. So now, if he has anything with 2 power, I'm able to block it. I guess with 3 power, we can still block it, since I can just play the Highborn Vampire this turn. So that's pretty nice. I didn't get it before. It's unable to block, so nice synergy with Doma Vanguard. Glad I took it over the shield. Okay, that's a pretty interesting blocker, so I can't kill it with the Roil Eruption, so that's a problem. I can maybe force a trade of some sort. Maybe I just need to play out the Night Runner here. Maybe I just attack with the Highborn Vampire, and then play out the Night Runner plus Roil Eruption, not sure. So he can block, and so if I attack with ball, that's not good. And this makes a 3-3, so that's a pretty gross 2-for-1. So maybe just send the Highborn Vampire first and see what the opponent does. Actually, don't mind that block. Guess now I can Roil Eruption away this 3-3. So that was a pretty nice 2-for-1 from the opponent. So yeah, the Brachma is definitely a powerful card. So hopefully I can find a way to get past this 3-4 with maybe a flying spell. or find another warrior to make this unable to block. And if he just passes the turn, he could be holding up a subtle strike, so I should be careful here. I can Art Electromancer and play out the Skitter Sneak, so that's pretty good. But yeah, the 3/4 is just doing a good job holding me off, so just need to find maybe another warrior to deal with this, but I could see like an end of turn Deadly Alliance or Subtle Strike, Vanquish, okay. Visionary's quite good. And yeah, this 3/4 is being very problematic, so I guess we'll still pass. Hopefully I can find another warrior to maybe attack and then trade the 2/2 with the 3/2 and get an attack, but yeah, this card is a problem. So removal is definitely very important and limited to deal with cards like these. Light Blade is also annoying. I do have Subtle Strike to maybe answer it, so. But Veteran Adventure is going to be a problem. Yeah, that's going to be bad. Yeah, I don't mind trading. Maybe I'm fine trading off the Pack Beast for this. Or maybe I trade off the Vanguard since it's not going to do much now, given I don't have a ton of warriors. And then the Scorch Rider, I can't do anything with it, so I guess I'll just play it unkicked. Maybe double block and trade for the Veteran Adventure next turn. But yeah, nice defensive deck from the opponent. Brakma, Vanquish, and then this 3/4 just being a really annoying blocker. Probably see a Rabbit Bite here. Yeah. Definitely not looking good. So do I take 5 or do I double block? Maybe I'm forced to double block and hopefully I can find my way out of this. Well, I actually don't mind this attack. Could be reasonable doing a double block here and then trading for the 1/1, but maybe it's better to double block here and then maybe attack and draw a card next turn. Yeah, maybe I prefer that because there's a chance he doesn't play any creatures and maybe this PC can just get in and draw a card, but that could be unlikely if he has a creature to follow up. Okay, not good, so alright, might just sacrifice the Light Blade here, so the opponent's Blood Blackening, so yeah, definitely going to kick that, and then we have to return some good creatures here. Which one do I want? I guess I do want the Night Runner back, potentially. But I do need to double block, so that's not good. So maybe I just need the Namana Skitter Sneak here. And then I can put a 2-drop into the battlefield, but it's not good. Yeah, it's not good either way. But I guess I'll just take a Gomafat Vanguard so I can play it this turn. I'm not sure. But I might need to trade off for this 3/1, which is problematic, so. Could also just take it, but this is too much damage, so I guess I'm blocking. I guess I'm also giving the 3/4 Menace now, so I shouldn't have done that. And I should have just kept it alive and then play this next turn to double block, but he's already playing a Dread Worm here, so that's going to gain Indestructible. And that's going to be a nuisance, so I might as well just send this in an attack. And maybe offer to trade. But this was probably just not a good matchup for us. If the opponent knew we had a Roil Eruption, he'd probably trade, but yeah. He has a Stomper to follow, so yeah, the opponent had a pretty good deck against us. We were just not fit to play against a defensive black-green mid-range deck that had a lot of high toughness blockers and removal. So yeah, that's just game. Alright, turn 2 Stonework. No 3s, but we can potentially ramp out Shower Skull Minotaur, so I'll try it. But this can go pretty badly if I don't find any more creatures or lands. I would love to Subtle Strike this, but I guess that's not an option. We can maybe kill whatever he plays next. But yeah, this could also be a mistake, not... Okay, I'm hoping he puts a counter onto it. I guess I could just trade off for a 2-2. This 1-1 is a problem, although now I can maybe give it evasion and kill off the Tangle Florahedron. Huh. Maybe I'm better off just trading and killing off the Florahedron for the turn to slow him down. Not sure. Maybe the Roil Eruption can answer something better from the opponents. Or maybe I just do it now. Yeah, maybe I just do it now. Not sure. Yeah, I might just take too much damage here. And I might as well attack for 2. I don't want to play the Kite Sail. Probably wasn't good using it, since this Florahedron is probably the bigger threat, and you could place ramp into something larger. So maybe I should just stay back and trade it for the Dauntless Survivor, because now he can ramp into something large. But if he just passes a turn, he could just be flooding out, which is definitely reasonable. So yeah, I guess on the field that bad. Let's move to combat. You can see maybe like a trade here or a block. You don't know. Block pump. I'm fine. I'm fine to trade here. Okay, so he's definitely behind. So I guess he's flooding here. Yeah, he's definitely flooding hard. Okay, so this could be our turn to just capitalize, just constantly play out threats and just close the game out that way. And then I can even equip onto the Night Runner to maybe he'll lands off next turn if the opponent doesn't have anything. Could also be holding on to an Undo Inversion, so I should be afraid maybe. But turn 5 still nothing, so he's probably holding on to a bunch of spells that he can't cast. Ooh, plays a Glacier, so he's been holding on to that, but now I can ramp out a Shadow Skull Minotaur, and hopefully he doesn't. I can get a ton of damage here. And even if he has an Undo Inversion, I guess I can always get my creature back. Would love to land for next turn, but so be it. Just ramping this out is just too good, I say. But that's a pretty disappointing start for my opponent. No clerics, he can chump. I can just give this flying maybe and close out that way, which I think I will do. This is guaranteed lethal. He doesn't have a removal spell, and we'll just attack. You can see a Smite the Monstrous here. Practice Tactics before, not bad, okay. I guess that's only for 2, so I need to play double Practice Tactics. Yeah, that's kind of bad since the opponent 2 for 1 himself. But I can see why he couldn't cast anything. I guess I can't cast that, but Blocking Move is okay. But definitely opponent's far behind now. Had a nice start on turn 2, but nothing. Guess I can guarantee it again for 2 with the Menacer. Ardent Electromancer is quite nice. We have 2 rogues, so it's only going to generate 2 mana, which I don't think it's going to do anything. I guess I can equip the Kite Sail at least. And I might as well equip it onto the Electromancer for next turn. And I can still swing them both. He's going to block the 2-3, of course. This has Menace, so it's guaranteed against the 2. But this card is also not that great, honestly, because it can also affect you. Since you can't play more than 2. You can't play more than 1 spell, and then, yeah, it just doesn't provide any party synergy. So I'm not sure if this card is even great. Description, okay, spikes and gain some life. Alright, pretty reasonable. Got rid of my Menace creature, and then also he has a good blocker up. So it's a comeback reel. I guess I also have the inordinate rage to pump past this. So I guess I'll move to combat, and then I guess it's fine pumping the Night Runner since... yeah, let's just pump the... Yeah, I guess he could have a practice tactics, but he doesn't have any party members. So I guess it's fine just going for lethal here. And I'll keep the land on top. And this will be lethal. This doesn't count as a party member. If it was a party member, he could have a practice tactics up, and it would have been better to just pump the Night Runner. But yeah, that wasn't the case. Opening hand, Vanguard on 2, no 3s. I guess it's one of those weird keeps again, which I'm hoping to get a 4th land drop, which I'm fine with, honestly. As long as I have a 2 drop, it's okay. But just need to hit maybe 1 land to play a 4 drop, and I should be fine. Or just find another 2 drop, maybe. Ooh, no Priest of Oblivion. Could just cast it now to get in for the lifelink hits. But I think the Vanguard is a little bit more important to kill if the opponent has a way to answer it, so I think I'd rather have this die over something else. Fine trading. And then no priest is fine here. Don't think I'm blood beckoning it back, since I can always kick this to get back the no priest later to also recur it. Okay, so we both draw a card. I do like the Skitter Sneak since it can attack passes 3/3. So I guess I'll play that first and then attack for 2. So blue-white party control. So definitely we can gain a bunch of life and card advantage, so we should be aware of that. Opponent could flash in the Duelist next turn as well, so I should also be careful. Journeying on the 3/4, that's fine. It's not the worst creature to lose. So now I can just cast Night Runner into the Blood Priest just to be mana efficient, and I think I will. It's going to drain for 2. I mean, I could also play Highborn, but it can't really attack past the 3/3. I guess the 2/3 also doesn't, so I could have considered something else, but this is fine, just be mana efficient going off the board. Hoping the opponent uses more removal. Opponent's probably backstaying on defense. Okay, could just Roil Eruption this. I think I go for it. I'm hoping there's no stupid instant he could keep up. But I have to go for it here, I have to imagine, so I can at least get in for 6. And Spoil's okay to draw 3, but I also get to get in. So land off the top can allow me to play the Highborn Vampire or keep the Blood Beckoning, so don't actually mind the land if we are fighting a bit. So now we can play out the Highborn Vampire. That's fine. The only board wipe in this set in white is Ondu Inversion, so I don't have to be too scared. Well, luckily that wasn't a Shell Shield, but I think I had to go for the Roil Eruption play anyways, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get in for anything, and I do need to be aggressive in this matchup. This form, okay, so splashing black, but he's also losing 3 life, so not necessarily the best removal spell to splash for, but it definitely sets him back. smite. Okay, so I guess I could just Blood Beckoning next turn to get 2 creatures back. And the question is, which one do I get back? I guess if I kick this for 4, I can bring back the Night Runner at the very least, so I think I will. And then, yeah, we'll just do that. Get back Night Runner, Highborn, and then Night Runner here. And then play out the Night Runner. Opponent's playing a very reactive game. He used 2 removal spells on my board, so that implies he doesn't really have much going on. Hack these to maybe trade, which is I'm fine with, but he doesn't have any good blocks on No Priest or Night Runner. Raptor, sure. So he can easily double block. I guess he can't. He needs to double block the Priest, and I guess he needs to chump the Night Runner at least. I mean, I guess he could always double block and take 4. I'm hoping he just doesn't have any interaction spells, but I'm definitely attacking next turn. Don't see a reason not to. Although there is a synchronized spellcraft here, which I could just main phase, to be honest. So yeah, why not? Let's do that. Get rid of Pack Beast, since he could have a Practice Tactics lying around. If he's a Shell Shield, then that's going to be an issue. I can still attack with a No Priest, though. I guess he's still, like, forced to... Yeah, he can't really block both, so it's GG's. But yeah, okay deck from the opponent. But... Red-Black can just steal games. I'm also considering maybe cutting a creature. I mean, cutting the one of the 4 drops here. I don't like the Skitter Sneak because I keep drawing it, but I do need 15 creatures. So if I don't want the Skitter Sneak, what do I throw in? Maybe the Marauding Blight Priest is just better. Do I just throw in a random? Yeah, it's just not that great, but it can be an okay 4 mana 3/4 later. I could even run away with maybe 14 creatures and throw in the Ravager's Mace instead. I mean, obviously this card isn't super amazing. I'll keep trying, but overall I'm not very impressed by the Skitter Sneak so far. Opening hand, Bug Catcher, okay. With the Cliff-Haven Kitesail, pretty good. And I don't want to cast this because it attaches automatically, and it's kind of redundant to pay the extra mana. So I think we'll just leave the Bug Catcher and then hopefully find a good 2 or 3 drop that we can cast. Vine Gecko, that card's a problem. I think I attack here and then hopefully use the Subtle Strike. But the opponent's probably going to get a good discount on the yeah, I'm hoping he blocks. But he's probably not going to, since the Vine Gecko is very important. Alright, I guess not, and then I'll just play the Mountain, and then the question is, what do I play here? Could play the Kitesail if he does take a spell to grow the Vine Gecko, but might want to save it for something else. But next turn, I guess I'm tapping out for the Highborn Vampire anyway, so I might as well play the Cliff-Haven Kitesail, get this flying. Since I'm going to tap out for the Highborn Vampire, and I do want to maybe chip in for 2. But he can easily kick a spell here, which can be pretty problematic. The Vine Gecko is really good, but he does need double blue for like the kick into the Royal, which he doesn't seem to have, so. Alright, Let's move the combats. Definitely attacking here. The question is, do I trade? Probably not, because I just need to build a board presence and constantly attack the opponent. So probably not reasonable to trade. But blue into kick into the royal would be pretty annoying here, since he can attack back for 6. But field research unkicked. I'm quite happy seeing this. This is a good sign that he doesn't have any lands. So next turn I can maybe cheat out the Shattered Skull Minotaur. Or I can attack with the Highborn Vampire and also use Subtle Strike. Attacking here. Yeah, one should be a little bit careful. In order, Rage is quite good. I think I'll attack and use Subtle Strike. But Shattered Skull Minotaur is just quite good here too. The Subtle Strike though, if he does double block, the Subtle Strike can lead to complete blowout. He could also double block the Shattered Skull Minotaur, but then he'd be losing a lot. I could also move this and then attack with the Bug Catcher and use Subtle Strike. Let's just get into the Shattered Skull Minotaur. Yeah, just attack with both of these. And then force maybe a double block, which I'm fine with. Since this will result in a 3-3 trade, which isn't really that effective. But taking 7 is not good. I'm fine if the opponent wants a double block to lose both creatures. Yeah, that's really good, so not bad. Nice 2-for-1, so, and we also got rid of Vine Gecko, so this card was going to be really problematic later, so happy that the result happened. Lightblade is annoying, so I might just I guess I can Subtle Strike this. Roil Eruption, okay, I guess I can just Subtle Strike this now, and then just attack, which I'm fine with. And I think I want to put the counter so I can get in a nice attack this turn for 4. And then even if he kills this, I can move it around. So yeah, Bug Catcher is really good. Probably not going to trade since I'm the one, since he's kind of on the back foot and he needs to keep the blocker back. So yeah, no blocks. Geyser Mage kicked on the Night Runner. Okay, that's fine. I think he should use on the Flyer maybe, but this is fine since I can play 2 creatures here and attacking for a ton. Yeah, he should maybe use on the Flyer because he could at least trade for a Night Runner, whereas this Flyer is getting it for 4, and I would have to pay the extra mana to re-equip the Kite Sail. So I think he should have bounced to 2/3 as opposed to the the Bug Catcher over the Night Runner. But now he's just dead. I can just attack and use Inordinate Rage to finish the opponent off. And I'm definitely not attacking into this blocking any of this. So this is 4 power. Inordinate Rage kills it. And there's no 1 mana ability. He also doesn't have any reach. So I don't know why he's attacking. There shouldn't be any reason. There's no 1 mana trick that will gain him like life out here. I think we're fine. Yeah, he probably needs to stay back. There's really no reason for him to attack. And another Blightblade. But yeah, the Night Runner is just GG here, so let's move the combat. And then the Inordinate Rage from our deck steals the win. But yeah, luckily, I'm happy with the double block he made there with the Vine Gecko and the Marasa Brute. Otherwise, he could just trade it for the Marasa Brute, and then I guess he couldn't have. I guess he could eventually like I guess he can cast like a discounted kicked Geyser Mage on the 5/4 potentially, or kick the Roil Eruption to kill it with a discount, and then the Vine Gecko would have gotten a counter, but luckily he didn't. He got rid of the other creature, but yeah, 4-1, not bad. Let's keep this up. Maybe I just put in the Blight Priest in this deck. Honestly, I haven't been very impressed by the Skitter Sneak so far. It's just like a random chunky body, and I'm really an aggressive deck. It's better than a much more defensive type of deck, and it's hard to get 8 big Graveyard anyway, so I might just see myself throwing in the Blight Priest. Having too many of these 4-drops can be quite problematic, and I think I'm keeping 15 creatures. Yeah, let's just draw out the Skitter Sneak and let's see. Yeah, we could use an extra Cleric, although we're going to be low on rogues, but I think it's okay given how bad this card is. I could also consider a Ravager's Mace too, but I do have a Cliffhaven Kitesail ready for evasion, so I think I just want to get the 3-drops earlier and get them going as opposed to waiting on turn 4 to cast a Skitter Sneak, which I don't like to see in my opening hand. Opening hand, ooh, there's our Blight Priest, although no 2-drops. Do I still keep this? I mean, it's still fine, I think, on the draw. Yeah, I guess I'll keep since I do have the lands. There's a chance that if I mulligan, this hand could be a complete disaster, but for now, we'll just keep this, and if he plays a 1-toughness creature, I don't mind just subtle striking it away. Alright, play the mountain and say go. And we might just have a turn 5 Shadow Skull Minotaur as opposed to turn 3. This card's a problem, but if he wants to use a removal spell to kill my Marauding Blight Priest, there's a chance that he just ends up exiling the top. But I'm definitely going to trade here. I have to imagine. It's just a good trade. I don't want him to gain value over time, and I don't have enough time to keep up all this stuff. Okay, that's fine. Pump spell gone, so I can still keep up Subtle Strike against this next turn. Which I'm definitely going to. Since this plays well the Minotaur, and I can't really afford to could see an opposing Shattered Skull Minotaur, but I think I have a Synchronized Spellcraft to answer that, and then the Subtle Strike can take care of the Night Runner. Poor Blade Master, hopefully no weapons, but I guess I can always just if he uses a weapon. Plug passes a turn. I think I'm Subtle Striking here. And I guess I'll just play out the Minotaur. The question is, do I attack with the defend? I don't really care about his card advantage, and if he wants to attack back, he's down the blocker. So I think this is fine, since 8 is a lot of damage. And if he wants to attack back, he's down the blocker. But I guess now he has Journey, which is a problem, so that's fine. And he could just end up exiling the top of his card if he doesn't have any lands to play. And that's an okay card, I don't mind him exiling. Banner Red is fine. Ooh, no Priest of Oblivion can bring back one of our big curve poppers. So I could just keep this back, although he could pump the Night Runner, which I actually don't mind him doing, so yeah, let's just take the no Priest. I guess, yeah, it's just gonna... Yeah, I guess this is fine. It's just a 3-2, but it's okay. And I guess I'm not blocking the Night Runner because he can pump. So, and he's at 9 life, so I'm fine if he wants to go down the blocker and draw a card. Or I can force him to pump. Which would 2-for-1 me, so I don't think so. And at 9 life, I think I'm fine with this happening. I'll play the Expedition Champion. I guess I'm fine attacking, and if he does block with the Expedition Champion, Yeah, I guess I'm fine just using the Spellcraft here. And then maybe forcing a chump since he's... I guess he can't block that, so this is neutral. Not bad. Okay. So having the Blight Priest wasn't bad just to have a 3-mana 3/2 cleric. Again, if we're running 16 lands, I just don't want too many 4-drops. The Skitter Sneak is just not a very aggressive card, and it's hard to enable the 4 power, 4 toughness, and menace. But yeah, here we go, 5 and 1. Let's keep this up. And we can just end this set with Rakdos Party Aggro deck. No priest on 2 isn't bad. I think I'll keep. But I'll probably leave with a Goma Fata Vanguard or something, since this can die to maybe Soul Strike, or I can kick this later if I decide to. But this card is pretty solid on turn 2 as well. And I might just want to cast a Black Plume Rogue as a creature, since we're just looking to curve out and beat down. And we're on the play again, so a huge advantage for us. Could see a 1-drop Rogue maybe. That's what it's like. That's the reason for the slight pause. Yeah, he probably has a 1-drop Rogue, the Flash guy, so I should be careful, but I have Subtle Strike to answer that, so... I guess the 1-drop Rogue can't block. I guess the Cleric can't block, since I have 1 Warrior, so that's not bad. So I guess I'll just attack here. He can't block, so I can just curve with the Black Plume Rogue. So not a bad 2-drop. I do need double block to eventually kick this, but that's on turn 6 with 6 mana, so I think I should be able to find a swamp. This is just a really good 3-drop with evasion, and I just want to deal as much damage as possible against the opponent in the meantime. So vanquished, okay. But you still can't block the 2/3. So, okay, I could just play out the No Priest just to get a discounted Seagate Colossus in case I get a land next turn. That can actually be more reasonable, so I think I'll do that. And I don't think I'm going to use Roil Eruption. In case I miss a land drop, I do want to save the Roil Eruption to answer something annoying. Both my creatures have Menace, so I should be able to block comfortably. Hopefully I don't see a Subtle Strike here, because that would be a problem. The Mana Skitter Sneak, however, unfortunately, isn't great, but I can play the Seagate Colossus now. Can Roil Eruption and finish it, but I think I just want to get this out. And then he's forced to maybe chump this. It does get locked down, but honestly I'm fine if he wants to keep throwing creatures away at this Seagate Colossus. Wind Robber I don't care about. Ooh, okay. Cliffhaven Kitesail is quite good. I guess we'll just leave with that. I could just attach it onto the No Priest, since this can get in a nice attack anyways. Or the Black Bloom Rogue, since he could have a Subtle Strike up. But I think if he had a Subtle Strike, he would have used it by now. So not sure. He could also just bounce the Seagate Colossus back, which could be a problem. So in case I want to play around the Seagate Colossus, I guess I'll put the Kitesail onto the No Priest. We'll move to combat, and then we do have Subtle Strike up if he tries anything annoying here. A Duelist, okay. And if he wants to do some sort of weird block, I can still Subtle Strike to do a nice ambush against the opponent. Three, 4, 5. So he doesn't have 6 power. I can save my Seagate Colossus and take out 2 of his creatures. And I think, yeah, I'll order it like this. Yeah, this is only 5 power. This will lock down my Seagate Colossus, of course. And now I can Subtle Strike here. Yeah, let's neg on the Merfolk Wind Robber. And then, yeah. And then we'll put a counter on the Seagate Colossus. So now you can't kill it. And we 2-for-1 him. So not bad. And yeah, we'll just say go. I don't really want to use Roil Eruption on the 1-3. And the opponent milled 2 lands, so the Zulaport Duelist not getting any good value. Able to 2-for-1 him just for a subtle strike. So I do like this comment a lot, just being able to make combat a nightmare. Don't know if I would carry 2 copies, but I would probably keep 1 copy in the sideboard and 1 in the main deck, since this card can definitely catch the opponent off guard for the most of the time. It's just a great card overall. So yeah, I guess I'll cast a Blight Priest. The opponent doesn't have a good double block on the Black Bloom Rogue, but that's fine. If he wants to double block me, that's okay. I'll just kill. I mean, it doesn't do it. It just locks down the Black Bloom Rogue, but I mean, if he wants to lose a Zulaport Duelist, that's fine with me. But he still takes 2. Yeah, we'll say go. I can move the Cliffhaven Kitesail onto the Seagate Colossus next turn, so eventually I should be able to get to 6 mana to kick a Roil Eruption. So I'm probably going to save that for that. But if I'm able to get off 1 hit with the Seagate Colossus, that should do enough damage to help me close out the game. And 1 more card. So I didn't see any Bubble Snares or Into the Royals. So I'm kind of curious on what he has, but I think I'm moving this onto the Seagate Colossus and attacking for 8s. And then next turn I can attack and use Roil Eruption, or I can just top deck a land and shoot him for 5. But yeah, we got him. And yeah, close to Mythic. So in this set, yeah, you can just run away with a bunch of commons and uncommons. The Black-Red Party, definitely, I think it's a lot better than Blue-White Party, but Blue-White Party is also a pretty nice archetype as well. But the Black-Red Party is a lot more aggressive and can easily just steal games. So yeah, not bad. Currently 6-1. Let's try to get a 7-1 and then move on to the next draft video. But Zendikar Rising has been a lot of fun, and we managed to end this set with my favorite archetype. And hopefully we're on the play again. But yeah, this draft has been pretty lucky so far. We're on the draw, but we do have a good 2-drop, plus a Cliffhaven Kitesail, and a removal spell. The Blood Beckoning, not too happy about it, but the rest of these I think I can keep. Would love the Sneaking guy in this deck, but we definitely took a better card over it. It made sense to, I don't know, I think it was like a Roil Eruption. Not sure, but it was definitely close. You can see a Feed the Swarm on the Aggro attack, Bug Catcher, or Vanquish next turn. Just a Core Celebrant. I guess I can block my Bug Catcher. So do I just play the Black Plume Rogue and pass? I could also just attack into it and use a Roil Eruption, to be honest. And that can be okay. But maybe it's just better to play the Black Plume Rogue on curve and just say go. No reason to attack. There's a chance I could pick up another party member next turn and attack past this, and the Roil Eruption could kill something a lot more valuable, like this Attendant Healer. He does make a cat, but I don't really care. Alright, the Vampire is better on curve, but I do need to take this out. So I think the Roil Eruption is correct here on the Attendant Healer. And then I can play land, and I might as well just play the Cliff-Paving Kite Sail, attaching it onto the Night Runner, and then we can also attack the Black Plume Rogue. If you want to chump and throw away a cat, I'm fine with that. So happy I saved this. But you know, Core Celebrant is also could have also been the problem, but yeah, it's a really good card of black-white life gain deck. But honestly, I think there's some ways we can attack past this. I don't need to use a Roil Eruption on it. Acquisitions Expert would be pretty annoying here. So opponent's trying to race me here, okay. Hopefully my Roil Eruption can kill something good here and swing back. Or the opponent might have an answer to the Night Runner, the Bug Catcher, which he probably does. So I think we'll move to combat here and see what he tries. It has to be an instant speed removal spell, I have to imagine. He's keeping all his mana open. Maybe that's okay. I mean, I can always just move it around, and I can always just buy it back. So sure. Next one, we can still play Seagate Colossus if we get a land, so not bad. Soul Strike would have been pretty amazing. Boom Hunter, I guess I'll Roil Eruption because I don't really want him gaining a million life. Although I do want to cast the Seagate Colossus here, but I think it's better to just Roil here, because this card can just get out of hand. Play Swamp, equip onto the Highborn Vampire, guaranteed to hit for 4, and then just attack. Opponent's at 10, so that's a pretty low life total. But we managed to get 2 good targets with the Roil Eruption, so hopefully not another bat, otherwise that would be quite difficult to deal with. I mean, I guess if he plays a Scion of the Swarm, that would be a problem too, but I guess, yeah, I'm just hoping no Scion of the Swarm or anything else. Another Core Celebrant, I guess that's going to slow me down, but I still have the Kite Sail to get across. I guess he's attacking with these two, so he might have a second follow-up. So I guess he doesn't mind taking 2 extra damage here. Okay, that's going to lock down the Black Plume Rogue. I can attack for 4. Relic Vial, pretty annoying. But I think I'm still okay with it. Just cast a Giant Swing Condition. Attack for 4. And if he does kill the Seagate Colossus, I can just buy it back with the Blood Beckoning plus the Night Runner. Bug Catcher, I mean. The thing that here he's binding, sure. I guess you can keep stacking and gaining life now with the Relic Vial, which I'm okay with. He does draw a card, so that's annoying. And gains a life. So these Core Celebrants can definitely be a huge issue. Although now there's a Kick Scorch Rider, which is fantastic, so that's a pretty nice top deck. And then I might as well attack with both everything here. In case he chumps the Scorch Rider, I can still get him for an extra 2 damage. Soul Strike will just negate for a turn, but you'll still be taking a lot, so not bad. It's fine. As long as we keep getting rid of these, we're in good hands, so. Blood Priest, buying with more time, sure. Do I mind a trade? I don't mind a trade because I can just Blood Beckoning and get everything back. So why not? Let's just move to combat and then let's just swing to send the team, I'd say. And he needs to double block this and also chump the Scorch Rider. I guess he'll gain life from the Relic Vial, which I'm still okay with. And we're definitely going to kill the core Celebrant here, I have to imagine. I guess he can chump and stack. Guess he'll do that just to preserve his core Celebrant, which is definitely reasonable. This will only trigger if a creature dies. Okay. So now what? I guess I can still Art Electromancer and take the Blood Beckoning, but it's probably just better to just cast it. And then next turn we'll decide whether or not we want Blood Beckoning. I mean, I could just Blood Beckoning for 1. Is that a big deal? Nah, that's not good value. I think we just say go. And then I'm fine playing the extra mana. You could have a board wipe, an undo version, but I do have Blood Beckoning to get rid of that. So luckily I held on to the Blood Beckoning here. So what I can do now is I can keep the Blood Beckoning, get back the Knight, the Bug Catcher, and also I guess I don't mind the Scorch Rider. And hopefully it doesn't have 2 creatures, two large creatures. But yeah, the Unknown version wasn't bad, but luckily I held on to the Blood Beckoning and didn't cast it preemptively, so. But we've done good games. Alright, not bad. 7-1 to close out our Zendikar Rising Premier Draft. I might do another one, or I might just do a quick draft for set 2021 before it's over. But as you can see, the Black-Red Party deck is definitely one of the premier archetypes in this set. I like the Black-White Life Gain as well. Blue-Black I've been a little bit lower on, but it's also a strong archetype if you can get the right pieces. But even then, in the Black-Red Party deck, you don't need to focus too much on getting too many requirements going other than having a bunch of party members. Unlike the Blue-Black Mill deck, since the Blue-Black Mill deck, you do need to get 8 into graveyard, which is not the easiest. But yeah, Black-Red Party, definitely one of the premier archetypes. Blue-White Party as well. And there's also some other great archetypes in this set, but this is definitely one of my favorites. And yeah, had I cut the Skitter Sneak, maybe I could have won the game that I could have lost. Not sure what happened, but the 4-drop slot can get kind of clunky, especially if you're running 16 lands, but not a bad deck. Didn't see Feed the Swarm in this whole entire game. I think I saw the rest of these. I definitely saw these 2-drops. Saw all these 3-drops. Didn't see the Blood Price once, except when it was milled. Saw both of these. Saw the Synchronized Spellcraft. Yeah, so I guess all we didn't see was the Blood Price and the Feed the Swarm. But overall, not a bad deck. And yeah, nice way to close out our draft with. So let's crack some packs and do one more pseudo Zendikar Rising Premier Draft before Kaldheim arrives. So pack 1, pick 1, pseudo Zendikar Rising Draft, both you have the 5 players of opening. I would probably take the Soaring Thought Thief over Nahiri's Binding and Spellcraft. I would pick the Binding over Spellcraft. Binding, probably the worst of the best removal spells of common, but overall, it can be easily removed from this set with Into the Royals and Feed the Swarm, so a little bit low on this, and there's also Disenchant, which can deal with this. But the Soaring Thought Thief is definitely one of the premier uncommons if you want to force the black-blue Rogue Mill decks, so it's definitely one of the uncommons that you kind of need. And if you're able to pick up one early and the blue-black Mill deck is being passed over to you, then this is definitely a very powerful card. So I would rather just take the higher upside over the flexibility. Nahiri's Binding would be the most flexible, but definitely a lot lower in terms of power level compared to the Soaring Thought Thief. So yeah, take the Soaring Thought Thief. Yeah, I mean, I'll take the Familiar over Visionary. Again, it has higher upside, commits you into 2 colors, but just this being able to just gain a ton of life and constantly give you extra ramp to kick your spells is quite amazing. And blue-black tends to be a very defensive deck, so a card like this is a really amazing blocker in the early game, which can help you stabilize, and then just constantly gaining 2 life can just help you stave off against aggressive opponents like the Black-Red Party deck, and eventually just win you the game by outvaluing the opponent through card advantage, kick spells, and just having enough removal and value and creatures on board. So yeah, Low Mage's Familiar definitely over Visionary, but Visionary is also a great green common. I've gotten lower on the Visionary, given that green could possibly be the worst color in this set. This does provide a little bit of party synergy in green, but again, green doesn't have too many amazing party payoffs outside of the Veteran, Adventurer, and yeah, I mean, this is a fine card, but usually, for some reason, the Canby Bailoff is also closing power level to the Draga Visionary, that they can both be interchangeable. This card is fine, but I would still take the low mage's Familiar over it. Take the Bubble Snare over Infiltrator. Infiltrator, again, best in the blue-black Rogues deck, but outside of it, it's not amazing. I mean, I don't even like this in black-white party, to be honest, and it just requires too much Rogues to get this going, whereas Bubble Snare is just a solid, efficient removal spell, keeps me flexible, and yeah, the Infiltrator, although it can draw you cards, just doesn't deal a lot of damage over time, but in the late game, it can definitely break some board stalls and outvalue and help you win the game, so yeah, I wouldn't sleep on this, but it is a heavy commitment, whereas the Bubble Snare is just a solid removal spell, great in any blue deck, especially one that doesn't have a lot of rogues. Acquisitions Expert versus Feed the Swarm. Acquisitions Expert is in a much more party dedicated focused deck, so if we were still drafting and playing our black-red party deck, this card would be awesome, but the Feed the Swarm is probably the pick here, since the Acquisitions Expert is, again, better in party since it provides a rogue and can snipe something powerful from the opponent's deck in the late game if you're able to acquire enough party members. But if they do manage to slip through the cracks, you'd rather just have Feed the Swarm. And Feed the Swarm is just great in this set, just being able to kill enchantment-based enchantments as well, which can definitely come up. So probably take the Feed the Swarm, keep my options flexible. And yeah, I'll take Cleric over Vanquish the Weak. This card is just pretty insane. Over Deadly Alliance, probably not, but over Vanquish the Weak, I think it's okay since these tend to wheel. It's a good removal spell. It does keep me flexible, but the Clerical Lifespawn can be kind of broken in the correct black-white life gain archetype. And yeah, if you can pick up one of these early and the black-white life gain archetype is open, this can just get out of hand. So definitely take it here. The life gain deck can help you stabilize, and also this becomes a large creature, which definitely needs to be removed ASAP, so take the Cleric here. And black-white life gain is one of the best archetypes. Yeah, I'll take the Spoils here. This card is kind of like a mythic uncommon in the blue-white party deck if you're able to cast it. And just, yeah, in blue-white party, you tend to curve out with lots of different party members, and you're quite aggressive. So if you're able to just get a bunch of parties members out and then cast this for like 2 or 3 mana and keep this at instant speed, that's pretty insane. So you're not only being aggressive and putting your opponent's life total lower, but you're also just getting ahead in terms of card advantage and life gain. So a great card if you're in a race. And yeah, blue-white is pretty aggressive in this set, so although it's kind of in other sets, blue-white tends to be, in other sets where blue-white tends to be more controlling, this card would also be amazing, but blue-white is aggressive in this set, and a pretty nice instant speed spell to keep up with, along with cards like Into the Roil, maybe some counter spells, and other flash creatures. So Spoils is great. Probably take it here over everything else. And there you have it. There's our Zendikar Rising Premier Draft. I might do a core sets 2021 draft and also Tinkerer's Cube Draft to close out the season with. So yeah, stay tuned for more videos and have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.